Some just models have already gotten the news. The video has been viral for about 3 days now. This time it wasn't a matter of a hearsay or she told me that, he told me that, Brenda told her that. Nope. This time we all got the chance to see and hear firsthand two French doctors talking about carrying out corona vaccine tests on Africans. Many are upset, and honestly including myself, and the reactions are flooding in. We will be looking at some reactions which will give you a glimpse of how majority of Africans feel about this.
You know it's just a one love, one love, one love, one love. Representing us straight to the world. Love and family is what we initiate. If you hating, then you depreciate.
Hi people, and welcome to another edition of Celebrity Update. In case you haven't yet subscribed, make sure to do so, and to get the VIP access to our content, hit the notification button. So, we all know about the pandemic. We all know about the crisis which has forced us into lockdown. We all hope for things to go back to normal, and many believe the most sustainable solution to the present crisis is finding a vaccine which scientists worldwide are working towards. So everybody knows the work is being done, but many are curious to know how soon we will be able to have a vaccine. Scientists say tests have been done to make sure it is secure, because failure to do so might instead lead to the infection of the recipients of the vaccine. So this was the root of the discussion between Professor Jean-Paul Mira, head of intensive care unit at the Cochin Hospital in Paris, and Professor Camille Loche, the research director at INSERM. During their conversation on LCI, a French channel, Professor Jean-Paul asked, "If I can be proactive, shouldn't we do this study in Africa where there are no masks, no treatments, no resuscitations?" And Professor Camille Loche responded, "You are right. We are currently thinking in a parallel about a study in Africa to make sure this same type of approach with the BCG." He also went on to talk about the fact that this similar approach was used with the AIDS vaccine, which were tested on prostitutes who slept around and didn't protect themselves. So as mentioned, this portion of their interview went viral and the reactions were generally unpleasant. We have reactions from Samuel Eto'o, Didier, Drogba, Tzy Panchak, Daphne Njie, Stanley Enow, and so many others. Eto'o shared this video on Instagram with the captions, "You are just... Africa can't be yours to play with." Then Didier Drogba shared numerous tweets. He said, "It is totally inconceivable we keep on cautioning this. Africa isn't a testing lab. I would like to vividly denounce this demeaning, false, and most of all, deeply racist words. Help us save Africa with the current ongoing COVID-19 and flatten the curve. Let us save ourselves from this crazy virus that is plummeting the world economy and ravaging populations' health worldwide. Do not take African people as human guinea pigs. It is absolutely disgusting. African leaders have a responsibility to protect their population from those horrendous conspiracies. May God protect us all." Another person reacting is Stanley Enow with this post shared on Facebook and a caption which read, "Non ex non ex non, this should not happen." Responding to Stanley's reaction, this fan said, "It won't, except our leaders are bad." And another fan said, "Sir, some leaders took bribes and accepted the testing campaigns already. We remain Africans. We aren't ever gonna change, sir. Sad." Another person calling out our leaders is Tzy Panchak, who responded to Samuel Eto'o's post by saying, "Our stupid leaders will let them." We also have a reaction from the Boko God, also pointing fingers at our leaders. He says, "If they testing any drugs or vaccine in your country, it means your leaders were paid a lot of money to make this possible. Simple and plain, serious money." And finally, a reaction from Daphne Njie. She tweets, "How does it even make sense that they are leaving a multitude of suffering people in Europe? America is here to come and help Africa with fewer suffering people. Start curbing coronavirus in Africa, Italy and China with those vaccines. They have most cases of carriers for now." And she goes on to say, "Test vaccines equals unknown side effects, unknown positive or negative results. Honest top African scientists and doctors can be given the opportunity to be part of the team, so we know the composition of the corona vaccines. We might be more comfortable with them." Then she says, "Plus, if there are more infected people in a place, chances of getting more people infected higher. So containing can start from most affected places. If it's good for Africa, it's equally good for Western countries. Asia and this fan responds by saying, "Why you are right. Your justification rather says why it is less suitable to test there. Vaccines no the treat na treat." And she responds, "I understand your argument, and I actually thought about that myself. I wouldn't have written this if we have known these people for being selfless before, selfless all of a sudden." So from all the reactions we get, the reason why this is offensive is the fact that Africans have in the past and now in the present been used as guinea pigs, being treated like less than, and it is really offensive. It's also great many celebrities are reacting to this injustice, and we truly hope more diverse scientists will be involved, scientists who don't prioritize some human lives more or others less, scientists who will take steps which are for the betterment of the world as a whole indiscriminately. That's it from us. Let us know where you stand. We are truly curious. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button. Till next time, it's been Eto'o on TV. We are craziness with a strategy.